Hello everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm going to give you some really useful information about Libby. Now, I use Libby a lot, and I honestly think the pros of using Libby outweigh the cons by so much. I'm a huge fan of Libby. They didn't ask me to make this video. I don't think they really asked people to promote that, but I read a lot. Now my preferred way of reading is ebooks, which I'll explain, and that's not how I started out. And I spend 12 hours a week, which is more than my job, reading on Libby, because they give me my phone gives me the breakdown of how much I use the app. So that's kind of crazy. I'm like, why am I reading more than I work? Should my job just be reading? I don't know. But anyway, we're going to get into the very many pros. So the first thing is size. So you can use Libby on any tablet or smartphone. My phone is this big. It's really small, so easy and light to carry around. You have privacy, which is a big thing. A lot of times when I'm reading physical books, people are like, what book are you reading? That's very fine, that's very nice, but sometimes I don't want people asking me all the time. And so no one knows what you're doing, no one knows what you're reading. Privacy is really important. So while you're reading books, I will get into the checkout process later. You have the ability to bookmark any pages, and it's very easy to navigate to any of your bookmarks. You can define any words. This is a big feature that makes me love ebooks more than anything else, the define and the search function. So a lot of times there's a word I don't know, or a character name pops up, like Annie said blah blah blah, and I'm like, who is Annie? And then I'd search, and it doesn't spoil the book for you. It gives you the parts that you've already read, and I can go back to see when that character was introduced, because it's hard for me to memorize everything that happens. So the search and define feature in the convenience of ebooks, those three reasons are why I prefer reading on ebook now. Everything else, but it's just, a plus, but those are my main reasons. I'm able to read a lot more. I can just easily bring my phone with me everywhere. I don't have to worry about, I really wanted to read this book, but I left it at home and I brought another book instead that I don't really want to read. You can have all your books on one app. You can highlight any text that you want, and once you highlight a word or a sentence or passage, you can make a note on what you've highlighted. Libby tracks everything, tells you how long you read. You can see when the chapter ends. You always know what page you're on, and you always know what % of the book you're done. You can change the lighting to white mode and dark mode. I'm always on dark mode, which is another huge advantage. I can use Libby while I'm watching YouTube. So I'll watch YouTube in a really tiny box in the corner of my ebook, and then you can also listen to music at the same time, so it's really easy to multitask. So the cons, there's only two, and they're not that bad. They're really not that bad. So the first thing is you need a library card. Don't click off the video. Don't click off the video. The time that you spend going into the library, there might even be libraries where you don't need to go inside, but the time that you spend going into the library and getting a card saves you from so many interactions that you will avoid now that you have Libby. So all you have to do is go to the library once, just once. So now I'm gonna go into how to get a library card. Again, don't click off. It's easy. It's not as hard as you think. For me, all I did was I brought a piece of mail that had my address on it, I assume the city of the library that you're trying to go to, or like a really close area to the library that you're trying to go to. You bring that in, you talk to the librarian. They like use one of our computers, put your address, your name into the database, done, and then the librarian will ask you, pick out a card you want, and then you can pick from any of the designs. Do not be scared to get the library card. It is very easy. If you're scared of people, getting a library card will help you go on Libby and check out all books there, and you don't have to interact with people. So the only downside is you have to have a library card. Now, I guess the only people who I would exclude from using Libby are people who have to pay for a library card. Then it gets less clear if it's worth it. I don't have to pay. It's free for me to have a library card. I heard in like Texas and other places you have to pay for a library card, but I don't know. But don't worry about getting a library card. It can be very easy and save you a ton of time, and once you use the app, it'll be very convenient to get ebooks. So the only downside is that, and you have limits on how many books you can put on hold, like the normal library constraints. You can have 10 books on loan at once. You can have 10 books on hold at once. This also depends on your library. And if a book is popular, you cannot continuously renew it because there are a lot of people who are in line to read it. But if no one wants to read your book, you can keep renewing it. So that's a great thing. All right. So when you go into the app, at the bottom of the app is the search function. You can use filters, and you can read a sample of a book at any time. This is a huge plus. If this helps me even buying physical books, please don't buy a physical book before you read a sample of it. Like, that just does not help you. So you're able to sample any book at any time. Any book at any time. So you can apply, back to searching, you can apply filters for genre or audiobook format. They also have audiobooks. Then the menu function, which is at the middle bottom of your screen on Libby. You can add library cards. You receive updates about what new titles that your library has. And those are some of the functions that menu can show you. Then shelf. You can see your loans, holds, and tags, which I will get into in more detail. And then after that, on the very right bottom of the screen is timeline. You can see the dates of all your loans, all your renewals, all your holds, all your returns, and you can see a graph of all the reading that you've done. So you can see my graph that has all the reading that I've done from 2023 to 2024. So going back to the shelf tab, you have your loans. Under loans, you can see what's due, when it is due. You can see what percent. So when you see when the book is due, it'll say you have 10 days, until your book is due. And then what percent done. So you're 30% due with the book. Then next is the holds. You can see all the books that you have on hold. It gives you the wait time. So some of them say several months. Some of them say like less than a week. You have the opportunity to put any book on hold, but you kind of have to look and check how many people are in line in front of you. And how many copies your library has. That determines how long the wait time is going to be. So you can manage your hold at any time. You can suspend a hold. Now, why would you want to suspend a hold? you don't really want to read this book now, but maybe next month, or a bunch of holds have come in and you're reading too many books at once and you really want to read it, but you got to suspend the hold, you can cancel hold. Like, I think I'm actually going to buy this book, so I don't need the library ebook. So you can cancel it. So you can also make tags categorizing any book that Libby has. It doesn't matter if the book is available now or not. You can kind of make a little organization for yourself. You can tag anything you want. There's regular tags, and then you can say, for me, I put them into genre, like classics, and I have a tag that says class, like books I need for school. And then there are smart tags. Smart tags give you notifications when that book is available to you. And it's really important to know when a title comes in so you can put a hold on it before everyone else. So that's the plus of a smart tag. So let's figure out how much money I have saved. So if you're looking at my graph, I read 15, or basically I checked out 15 ebooks on Libby last year, and this year I checked out 25. There's a couple audiobooks. So audiobooks and ebooks, adding that together, it's 40. And when I look up a book I'm reading now, The 7-Year Slip, there is, if you go on Barnes & Noble and type in 7-Year Slip, you can see that the price of it is about $15. So if you multiply the 40 books that I read so far times that price, $15, that's $600. So I've saved $600. So all by me going to the library once, having to interact with a person once, getting a library card for free, I've saved $600. So don't be afraid to go to the library. You'll be fine. You only have to walk in there once. And yeah, so I saved $600. But yeah, Libby has helped me so much with saving money and just preventing me from having a ton of books just building up on my shelves that I'm not reading. And I read a lot more with Libby. I save a lot of money with Libby, and it's so convenient. And it makes reading a better experience. So I have the ability to even branch out to audiobooks now. So anyway, if the only con is getting a library card, I don't think that's that bad. So yeah, just think about all the money you could save. Okay, I think I've sold Libby enough. So thank you so much for watching. And I wonder what my next video will be. But I don't know what my next video will be. But I have a lot of vlogs out, and I have a total of 40 videos on my channel. So please feel free to watch the rest of those. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.